This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Hey, stick around to the end of the video to hear an offer from the sponsor of a portion of today's video, Human Super Beet Heart Chews. You're going to find out how to get a free 30-day supply and 15% off of your first order by going to getsuperbeets.com and using promo code Dollemore. Now, let's talk about the problem that the Republican Party has right now that they don't even identify as a problem. I don't know how many times I've said to stop electing stupid people to high office, and I am serious and earnest about that admonition. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is on a quest right now, a racist quest, like some kind of a terrible fantasy movie, against members of the House of Representatives who are people of color. And I think maybe the most in her sights is Ilhan Omar. She's gone on a tirade against Jamal Bowman, against AOC, against Rashida Tlaib, like all the members of the squad who just so happen to be people of color. Rarely does she, in the same manner, attack white people. It's just the way it is. And right now, based on a fake translation of a speech that Ilhan Omar gave, Marjorie Taylor Greene is pushing forward with a censure resolution. I don't know where to begin. First of all, let's just point out that this woman should not have power. This woman is objectively stupid. Yesterday in a committee hearing, here's like a 10-second clip of her reading about what the justifications were for impeachment laid out by the founding fathers, and doesn't even know the word that she's reading, indictable crimes. Indictable, she pronounced it indictable.
This historical evidence is overwhelming that the founding fathers intended impeachment to be used to deal with the commission of indictable crimes and the abuse of power, corruption, and injury to the nation caused by public officials, among others.
You know, indictable, with those indictments. I don't know what kind of mints you're eating, Marjorie Taylor Greene, but mine are not dick flavored. First, I don't know where to start here. I've got the censure resolution on the House, like a minute of it. And maybe that's where we should start. She's using official functions of the House of Representatives, putting her voice and words on the congressional record that are based on absolute lies and falsehoods. Then we're going to get to how Republicans and conservatives act like citizenship and being an American is so special, yet they're willing to just strip it away for anything, even fake reasons. First, Marjorie Taylor Greene on the floor of the House of Representatives.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A.1 of Rule 9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows.
Recognized.
Censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Whereas elected members of Congress take an oath to bear true faith and allegiance to the United States without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar took an oath of allegiance to the United States upon becoming a citizen, declaring, I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. Whereas on January 27, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to intercede for the Somali government by pressuring the United States government into certain actions.
So she goes through all of the motions of explaining under what clause and the rules of the House and all of that, only to make a joke of it. Representative Ilhan Omar from Minnesota. Are you making a joke? Is it a comedy bit, Margie? Or are you being serious about what your intent is here? to censure her for her treasonous remarks that aren't even treason. And we'll get to that. I've got a clip from CNN. I was going to read from the Minnesota Reformer the actually accurately translated remarks, but CNN did the work for me, so here's a rare thank you to CNN. But let's get to this other video that Marjorie Taylor Greene ran from the House of Representatives, the floor, to her office to make what was a vertical video, but I formatted it so it's not annoying to watch. And she rambles for like nearly 4 minutes in this thing. This is not a 4-minute clip. I've edited it where we just cut from section to section where she's just rambling, talking about deporting an American citizen, Ilhan Omar. You don't get to be a congressperson. You don't get to run for office. You don't get to vote in federal elections in this country if you're not a citizen of the United States. And in this clip, Marjorie Taylor Greene is just in a full-throated manner calling for the revocation of her citizenship, which would make it not that special, and deportation. Watch this, among other insane, nutty, batshit, moronic things that come out of her mouth.
Today I introduced a censure resolution against Ilhan Omar. And the reason why I did that, and I'll just say this, censure is not going far enough. If it were up to me, we would expel Ilhan Omar and deport her out of the United States. Her comments are outrageous. She's acting as a foreign agent within our very government, from inside the U.S. system. Ilhan Omar needs to be censured, but censure is not enough. I'm telling you right now, she's acting as a foreign agent on behalf of a foreign country side. She's not the only one. Look at Joe Biden. We're investigating Joe Biden for his family getting paid millions of dollars. For him, we can move on. There's others here like that. Rashida Tlaib, she does everything she can to act in the interest of Hamas over in Gaza. Along with Cori Bush, Cori Bush is acting in the interest of terrorists. Rashida Tlaib and Cori Bush acting in the interest of terrorists. We serve the United States of America, and that's it. We serve the American people and no other people. That's how our country needs to get back on track, and that's the only way we'll save our country.
So it's not just about Ilhan Omar. She rambled about all the other people, the Cori Bush, Rashida Tlaib, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Burisma. All of this is just absolute distraction politics. I've had criticisms for Ilhan. I mean, I've had criticisms for all politicians that we talk about at any given time because nobody's perfect. And when a criticism needs to be leveled, I'm going to be there for it. But this is unfounded, to say the least. Here's CNN, actually. What she's credited as saying by right-wing circles was from some radical right-wing outlet that even in their reporting said this translation has not been verified. And they're running with it, talking about deportation, talking about stripping away her American citizenship, which isn't going to happen. That's not a thing. So here's CNN giving the accurate translation of what exactly was said, which is in direct contravention and contrary to the facts and the literal translation of what she said.
Ambassador from that breakaway region posted a version of her comments online. The translation on the clip claimed that she said this: "The U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia." Now, CNN translated her speech. Here's what she actually said. Quote, "The United States government would do what we tell them to do. We need to have confidence as Somali people. We live in this country. This is the country that we pay taxes in. This is the country where a girl was born from you all who is sitting in Congress."
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And the right wing and Republicans and white Christian nationalists like Marjorie Taylor Greene, they have to rely on lies and fabrications and fake news to get anywhere, to make anything happen, to rile up the base who are afraid of the fact that a Muslim is in Congress. Really, that's what this is about. I mean, even in the translation that was used by this right-wing outlet and then jumped on by Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tom Emmer and a bunch of other idiots, even Ron DeSantis is talking about deportation and revocation of her citizenship. It is... Look, having come from these circles decades and decades ago when I was a Republican, it always has baffled me, especially coming out of conservatism, that someone can, in the same breath that they act like being an American is special, you should be treated differently. This is a sacred thing to be an American citizen. Yet so easily, especially if you're Muslim, and called into question, treason, and where's her loyalties lie? Or Muslim. She's black. I mean, she touches on all these bases that strike fear into the hearts of Republicans. And she's a decent woman, trying to represent her constituency as best she can, trying to belay the concerns of a certain section of her constituency that are of Somali descent, they're worried about the family that they still may have in Africa. This is just base racism, just at its core level. You don't have to boil it down. It is xenophobic. It is Islamophobic. It's all the things that just the other day, Sean Hannity was saying to Taylor Swift, well, she thinks we're all of these things. We're not those things. Those are all lies. Are they? Are they lies? Anyway, there is a link below to the full translation from the Minnesota Reporter, or Minnesota Reformer. I would encourage you to read through it, educate yourself on this, and come on. What are we doing here? What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. If you want to support the work, you can become a channel member. You can hit the super thanks button, patreon.com/I-doubt-it-podcast. I'm over on the social medias @Dollemore, and I'll see you next time. Stick around. Brief word from today's sponsor, Humans Superbeat Heart Chews. You know how they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks? There's some truth to that, as it's often tough to incorporate new elements into your daily regimen. But it is not at all impossible. Bite-sized additions to your routine are an easy way to effect very real change. Even old Yeller here has managed a novel feat in 2024. To further my goals of better health, I've started taking Humans Superbeats Heart Chews. Small but mighty, these heart chews are a simple and effective way to support heart health and better blood flow. Turn a new health trick with Superbeats. Get a free 30-day supply of Superbeats Heart Chews and 15% off of your first order by going to getsuperbeats.com and using promo code Dollemore. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Superbeats are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. Human Superbeats are the #1 doctor, pharmacist, and cardiologist recommended beet brand for cardiovascular health support. They are also trusted by collegiate athletes and pro sports teams. And they're a plant-based and stimulant-free way for you to realize your potential. I take 2 in the morning and feel like a young pup all day in the studio. Take them whenever you like, though, with or without your food, and see how great they make you feel. Make simple and effective health changes this year with Superbeats. Get a free 30-day supply of Superbeats Heart Chews and 15% off of your first order by going to getsuperbeats.com and using my promo code Dollemore. That's getsuperbeets.com and use promo code Dollemore. Us elders can learn new and healthy ways with Superbeats Heart Chews.